Brooksaw Antiques here. Today we have this 1956 Underwood Universal vintage portable typewriter. I'm going to show you how to use the functions and make sure they all work. I really love the design of this model. It's got that 50s vibe, like a 50s diner. It looks really cool. It's kind of a one-of-a-kind look. Up top we have the adjustable paper guide. It helps you guide the page in straight, and I'm going to set it right at the edge of the platen, which is the main roller that feeds the paper. And this is the paper bell that sits on top. It holds it down. The margins are located behind the carriage here, and I'm just going to set each one at the beginning and the end of the page. You can also set them from the front just by reaching behind, and you can see there's an indicator when you zoom in where it shows where you are. So you can just do this. Once you hear the bell, you're at the end of the margin. You hit this line space, get you back to the beginning, and skips 1, 2, or 3. Right now we have it on single, but if you want double, you just flip the switch, which is right underneath the line spacer. There's 1, 2, and 3 there. That's 2, and this is 3. That works good. We're going to keep it on single and finish typing. I was actually able to type all of the keys on one line because this has Elite typeface, which prints 12 characters per inch. But I will type a sentence on this next line in red. Switch from black to red. You just flip this switch down, you see that red dot. It prints the bottom portion of the ribbon. Really like the way this sounds. It sounds like a classic typewriter, but it's not as loud. The print looks really good. It's not really loud, it just has a very nice sound to it. This model does. I believe this model, I don't know if I've had too many of these models, but I believe that this is probably one of the more popular models ever. Just because, look at it, it's beautiful. Everything works good. It's an Underwood, which made some of the best typewriters ever made. To pull the page out easy, you flip the switch on the right, and it unlocks the rollers underneath the platen, allowing you to pull the page out easy or load thicker paper like carbon copy or cardstock. Make sure that's in the back position before you load the next page, or else it won't load correctly. Backspace on the top left, that works good. Shift on each side and the shift lock on the left. To clear that, you just hit the shift button again. This one has a tab function. Right now there's no tab, so it goes slamming all the way to the end. I'm going to set one towards the middle by hitting the set button to the right of the tab. And then when you hit the tab, you'll stop at that spot. I like to keep one in the middle so that way once somebody hits the next tab button, it doesn't go slamming all the way to the end, causing wear and tear on the typewriter. You can set as many tabs as you want on this model. To clear it, you just hit the CL button all the way on the left, and it goes all the way to the end. That works good. We're going to keep the tab set right there. And on the right side of the machine is the direction control of the ribbon. You can wind it like this, just like most Underwoods have, and in the switch direction, you just flip it to the back, and it'll start pulling to the right. Flip it to the front, it pulls to the left. All the brand new ribbons loaded on the right, so we want it to pull to the left. Open the hood with this button. All the brand new ribbons loaded on this side, or it's loaded on the right, so it's pulling to the left, and as you can see, it's threaded through the underneath on both sides. That's how most Underwoods are, even the desktops and portables. This is your touch control. The higher up you go, the more tension there is when you hit the keys. The lower you go, the less tension. Carriage release on each side. Works good. This is your lock, your carriage lock. So when you have it in the case, you just lock it like that. So it doesn't, the carriage doesn't bounce around, causing damage to the escapement, which is the main mechanism that just gives it one space when you type. And this lever up above the line space it just disables the spacing, and so does this when you push it in. Disables the spacing when you let go of it. Each one of those clicks is one space. And that's it. Now available on eBay or Etsy. Search Brooksaw Antiques.